I still remember being so damn excited for this show. I was pestering CBS for reviews for this. Now, I'm just excited for it to be over. This thing has felt like a nightmare that never stops coming.
That's what she said!
I really don't know what to expect anymore, other than continued new waves of disappointment. Last month, I did a brief review on the series so far and received quite a lot of flack from commenters, primarily on Facebook. The typical, Snowflake can't handle this series. Oh, you just want overly lit, fluffy writing. Oh, some amateur YouTuber making his opinion be heard. That one got me. Aren't we all a bit amateur on YouTube? Some even question my love for Star Trek. Let this be heard for those that love something passionately. It is completely okay to both love something and share a critical thought on it. Listen, I'm a huge Batman fan. Does that mean Batman and Robin is safe from criticism?
6 million.
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
Guys, is this safe from criticism because it has this attached to it? No. Then why am I okay with this happening?
I need to say thank you. I love you, Jay. Oh, you don't have to say it back to me.
I don't.
Not unless you want to. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
People in the Trek universe do not talk like this. Through my journey with Picard, I've now experienced this show with two sets of unique viewers. Someone that has raised me on Star Trek, and someone who has probably seen a handful of episodes and movies. The one that has raised me, Pop Tot, he fell asleep several times during the show. The person who's only seen a handful of episodes said, yeah, this doesn't feel like Star Trek at all. So, what are my issues with this series? For one, the show never has forward momentum. It's never properly building to anything, and none of the new characters are enjoyable or entertaining.
An unmitigated disaster.
The only one I've really liked outside of Picard is Rios. That's mainly for the actor's pretty great range when it comes to the EMH performances.
He never gets any nicer.
Intimidated. Maybe a teensy bit starstruck.
Outside of that, I don't feel any of these characters actually have chemistry.
Synthville is in the opposite direction.
We could split up. He was my friend too.
Scenes just kind of go together with like heavy exposition.
Vulcan named O. She burrows into Starfleet, rises through the ranks, and becomes head of security.
The Romulans were behind the attack on Mars.
Commodore's work wasn't done. 9 years ago, a Starfleet vessel had first contact with a pair of emissaries from a strange new world.
This scene really hit me.
How do I know that?
Same way I know you like to dip French fries in peppermint ice cream.
It was nothing more than all of an exposition dump, with majority of this information being pulled out of each one of their asses. None of them knew any of this stuff. I get it, this is gonna sound like pure rambling because I'm just so confused, so disappointed that I don't even know where to start. I absolutely love Jeri Ryan, and I'm so glad she returned as 7 of 9. She played a huge presence in the trailers and on the press tour, but let's be honest, we have been tricked into thinking she's actually a part of this show. Her performance as 7 really touched me on Voyager, but here, this sounds more like Jeri Ryan than 7 of 9.
To stay here for observation.
I think I've been sufficiently observed.
Are you offering me my last meal?
I'll discuss it with her the moment we return.
Better late than never. Titus Livius, A History of Rome.
You're relieved.
So are you here to help with the cleanup, or do you just make messes? Using a battery pack to try and get the food replicators back online?
I might not want to release them.
She had 4 years outside of the Collective the last time we saw her.
Yes, I'm ready for the "it's been years, she's far more human than she was before" routine. Just, okay, fine, I get it.
Are you here to help with the cleanup, or do you just make messes? Her talk, her demeanor.
Perhaps my biggest issue is the nonsensical plot. So, a group of women secret agents known as the Zhat Vash witness the future unbecoming of organic life due to synthetic life. So the head of the Zhat Vash, O, would work her way through Starfleet to become head of Starfleet and lead a team of rogue operatives to try and remove synthetic life because it's bad. Then we come to meet the synthetics and are treated to the thought via old Trek mythos that perhaps these are just a society of living things, a society worth living, something like the Baku or any other civilization seen in any of the other Treks. Nope. Come to find out, they really want to attack organics because some organics don't like them.
Excise?
Let's say they eliminate the threat of extermination that all organic life forms ultimately pose.
Did you just say all?
So does this mean that the Romulans are actually right in all this? Picard has built trust with Soji, at least that was implied in the 7th episode. You know, the one where Jonathan Frakes and Maria Sirtis rolled out of their trailers to be in it. She pretty much turns on Picard at the first face of conflict.
You will become the destroyer after all.
Also, the whole prophecy of an ancient synthetic civilization coming back every so often to destroy off life is literally ripped from Mass Effect 3. Like, guys, this is blatant plagiarism at this point. Alex Kurtzman didn't even pick the good Mass Effect either. Oh my, I got a migraine right now. A lot of rumors have been spreading about this show being under constant construction, constant rewrites and restructures. At this point, I think this is a pretty safe bet. I will use a simple example of Elnor, Romulan warrior elf kid guy thing. Picard sets off to find Elnor in episode 4. Besides a minor part in episode 5, Elnor stays behind to defend Picard and then fights in a lost cause. Then we come to episode 9, where Elnor finally meets up with Picard again. Then they say, in quotations, sad goodbye, and that's it.
But I may never see you again.
Well, that's true of any two people who are saying goodbye.
It feels so empty, so rushed, and completely nonsensical. My Picard breakdown last month was one of my worst upvoted videos on my channel. I expect nothing less from this and expect a salvo of comments posing me as some whiny fanboy. Picard is actually a great looking show. Some scenes are actually really good, including this scene between Picard and Soji.
Tell me about Data. What was he like?
Well, Data was brave, curious.
Listening to Stewart talk about Data actually felt like something Picard would say.
Data's capacity for expressing and processing emotion was limited.
It also feels like an old man, recognizing his life's faults and maybe just trying to be critical of them.
Counseled him when he fell short, helped him if he needed help, and if he didn't need it, got out of his way.
I think at the end of the day, I feel significantly lied to. The purpose, at least what I gathered, was this deep-rooted character study of the character of Jean-Luc Picard. What about decapitations, pulling eyeballs out, huge, massive space explosion battles, and this woman constantly yelling at Picard is that? Shut the fuck up! All signs are pointing to Jean-Luc Picard dying in the season finale. I have hopes that Patrick Stewart returns to be the character in this new synthetic body that has been teased. Unfortunately, a big part of me feels that Kurtzman and his crew of goofballs are going to write something even more ridiculous. Picard's mind into a new character? Possibly one of these nuts? If this is what Kurtzman and his crew thinks is a character study of Picard, I really don't know what anything is anymore. Listen, I hope you all find more enjoyment in this show than I have. If you have, let me know in the comments. Did I miss an issue or overly criticize a certain thing? I'm sure I did. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hey Tots, thanks so much for watching. Thanks to my Patreon supporters for supporting. Feel free to check out the link below or in the description to support the channel. Thanks Tots.